forgot my playlist. Here it is. I know the podcast fits. I know that you love it. I don't know what to say. Yay. Yay. That was...
It's so... I don't know, I can do it on a guitar because I have experience with the guitar, but now I just feel like my fingers...
Watching you try and play that stresses me out, to be honest. Just so you guys know, Connor's...
It's not proper at all.
No, he's jamming it on a tiny keyboard, little electronic head that's like... Keys are almost barely as wide as your fingers.
I know, and I've been hitting the point where it's just like I'm just hitting everything.
Oh yeah, the podcast. Yo, are you guys cool if we go back to talking about Tool exclusively on the pod?
I wonder if I can do the other one.
Oh,
I'll have to look it up for a sec.
Boy. While you do that, can I tell you our topic of the week?
Let's hear it.
I need to make sure I get back to my screen. We're going to talk about lemurs for a minute.
Lemurs?
Lemurs.
Like Zaboomafoo?
Like Zaboomafoo, like some lemurs.
All right. King Julian.
About a minute before this podcast started, I had inspiration to search facts about lemurs. And I Googled it, and I found 10 lemur facts, so I just want to share some. Are you cool?
Yeah, go for it.
Sick. Cool. Madagascar is the only place lemurs naturally call home.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
100 species of lemurs, all shapes and sizes. Look at this fat fucker lemur. He's not even a cool skinny one. He looks like a fucking rodent.
Honestly does, like a monkey rat.
Right. Lemurs have a female dominant society.
Okay.
Let's go, my ladies. Keep it strong out there. Some of these are really shit, so I'm skipping a few. Besides humans, lemurs are the only primates that have blue eyes.
Well, don't. Oh, primates.
Primates. They would have survived the
Yeah.
The you know what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The lemurs are based in Aryan.
The lemurs can stay. All right. Some lemurs sing a cappella like I do. So maybe I'm learning. I'm closer to a lemur. They're the oldest living primates, yada, yada, yada. So that's our segment for the day. Hope everyone enjoyed learning about lemurs. It was really disappointing, to be honest with you.
To learn about lemurs that way?
Yeah. Well, I thought there was going to be a cooler fact. You know what I mean?
Kind of. I mean, like, a lot of that's almost known.
It was, yeah, the only one I didn't know was, like, the blue eyes in the female society thing.
Yeah, but I mean, like, the Madagascar one is... I mean, even if you didn't know that, you probably would have just assumed that from the movies.
I know, and I'm just, like, really bummed that there's World Lemur Day. Holy shit, that's cool. Okay, now that we have everybody's interest, can I tell you about when I almost hit a trash can last week to your song?
Yeah, let me see.
Not trash can. Trash driver, dude. It was a sad day.
Let me turn this down a little. So I don't...
We'll start over. It was a very sad day. I was skating with my dog. There's a turn. It's a sharp one. It's blind. Like a insert blind person reference. I hit the turn, going super fast. My dog was vibing, running hella fast. And then I looked up and I saw what I could only describe as a large garbage truck. And I looked up and I said, wow, I'm skating really, really fast at this garbage truck. And it's driving at me really, really slow. So I had to act fast and quick. I pulled my dog in and I tried to dodge the truck and I hit the wet leaves.
Wet leaves? Oh.
Wet leaves.
Wet leaves. Okay.
And I fell on my fucking ass, dude. Right in front of the garbage truck driver. I looked up. He was in his car like, oh, fuck, man. He jumped out, came running. I think he almost didn't put his truck in park because it seemed like it almost was starting to roll away, and he had to, like, stop and get back in.
Ain't there usually, like, two of them?
No, it was just... maybe there was a second one. I don't know. Just the one dude jumped out, though. He was hecka cool. Checked on me to see if I was okay as I just laid painfully on the street, just laying in front of his garbage truck. And then I gave him nuts and he drove off.
Nice.
That's the end of my story.
All right.
It was a good one.
You almost died to a garbage truck.
I almost died. It's okay, though.
Yeah, because he was cool.
Yeah. I met him. I'm going to say his name was probably Daryl. He had some serious Daryl vibes. That's all. What about you? Did you have anything crazy happy this week?
This week?
This week.
Not much.
No?
No.
No Subaru employees to yell at?
No, they actually got back to me. Get this.
Oh, do we want to save this for the passionate one?
Let's save this for the passionate one because he's going to be very pleased with what I tell him.
Okay, let's save it. Because I don't really care too much. I'll be blunt. So we'll save it. All right, we're going to bookmark that one. You mentioned something about a great dude, Mr. Bernard Sanders.
Oh, yeah. No, I had this bit bouncing around in my head the other day, and so I was trying to do like a Bernie Sanders impression, and I think I kind of got a pretty good one going.
Gotcha.
And for a minute,
are you pretty decent at impressions?
I don't know.
Okay. I'm horrid.
I know there's that thing where like it will sound good in your head, but it doesn't actually sound like how it does to you, to everyone else, because your voice is a different octave.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That's why I hate listening to the podcast back. It's still weird to be out hearing my own voice, but...
Right, because you're sitting there thinking it's like, oh, this impression sounds spot on, and then you go back and listen to a recording of it, and it's like, yeah, if I was like an octave 3 higher or some shit.
Oh my god, yes, it does seem way higher. So, well, everyone pardon my dog. Our studio is not completely soundproof.
I had this whole thing bouncing in my head, and I know it was a stupid, cheesy joke. I'm pretty sure a lot of people made it, but like that Bernie Sanders was just a combination of Bert and Ernie fusing.
No, I've never heard this.
Yeah,
okay.
So it's like Bert and Ernie. If you combine their names, you kind of get like
kind of
Bernie.
gets Bernie.
Yeah.
Right?
Simple. And so it's like this whole thing of him going up. It's like, my fellow Americans, there are 2 Muppets inside me. They're controlling all my actions. I have no say in it. I kept like going on like that for a minute. Of just, what are these Muppets making him do?
Jesus, I love that.
The Muppets,
Wu-Tang's for the children.
Yeah, the Muppets, they won't stop listening to the Wu-Tang Clan. I don't know what to do.
Yo, you got it down, dude.
The Muppets have decided to listen to Wu-Tang Clan. They keep telling me, my opponent, he best protect his neck.
Oh my god.
And then I had this like idea come up too of like Bernie
Sanders ain't nothing to fuck with.
No, not even that. Bernie Sanders has been listening to like Wu-Tang Clan for 2 weeks straight just because of the Muppets inside him.
He just found them.
Yeah, and so he gets elected president, but then he accidentally becomes like a super nationalist president because he's preaching like Wu-Tang ideals of like Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with, but now applied to American standards.
Oh, so he goes far right with it.
Yeah, so he's like at the UN, he's like, I want you all to know that America is nothing to fuck with. And all of you best protect your neck.
Yes. Oh my god.
But the Muppets
America is for the children.
The Muppets inside me very much idealize with ODB. I do not know who this man is, but they will not stop telling me ODB has it figured out.
Rest in peace, Old Dirty.
They say Old Dirty. I do not know who he is. Please help me. There is a ghost-faced killer they keep bringing up.
I don't know who this killer is.
If this is a man on the run, please turn yourself in. I do not want to be held liable.
Oh my god. You know, this Wu-Tang chat right here just actually, we weren't going to go there, but I'm going to do it real quick. Reminded me kind of the Astro World shit, because when Wu-Tang, do you know about the Twilight concerts here in Salt Lake, where they used to be the free concerts every Thursday night at the park downtown.
Yeah.
And then they changed it to like $5 a concert. Wu-Tang came a few years ago. And they only had 2 entrances that only had one single file line, and they couldn't get people into the venue quick enough. You know, the line was just too bottlenecked.
Yeah.
And so people who even bought tickets, including myself, started just being like, yeah, fuck it. Let's take down, like, a bunch of people were starting to take down the fence. Then me and my buddy realized it was about to get real crazy in there. Mm-hmm. And there were benches on the other side of the sidewalk in the little, like, parkway area. And we're like, we might as well just sit on these benches slightly away from the chaos and fucking watch this shit go down. But I remember watching, like, when the fences went over, there were people standing on the other side of the fence.
Oh, that were getting, like, crushed?
Get taken out.
Oh, man.
People stampeding over the fence like wild boys, just fucking crushing people. And then they were also running around with fentanyl needles. That's why it reminded me of Astroworld.
Fentanyl and trampoline is ideal to see in a Wu-Tang concert.
Oh my god.
I like to vicariously watch the chaos as they play Enter the 32 Chambers.
Yes. Give back the fucking album, you fucking shithead. Pharma, bro.
Once elected, I'll have Martin Shkreli.
Yes. Yes.
He will give up the Wu-Tang album.
Yes, and it will be free to the people.
For the people, by the people.
Bro, he needs to run on that stand. That needs to be the next... Whoever wants to be the next president, I'm telling you this.
The next moment in democratic socialism will be rectifying the Wu-Tang album.
Bro. Trump might win me over if he came back and said he was going to do that shit. It's like, I'm gonna get the Wu-Tang album out there. And I'm going to be like, well, he does have a good point.
They'd have to unban him from Twitter so he could share it.
Share just like a Dropbox.
Yeah.
A hyperlink. It's not even hyperlinked.
I'll only do it if you let me share it on Twitter.
The HTTP link just as a post.
He's going to like put a Dropbox download file.
Or like his buddy Mike Lindell, the MyPillow guy, did when he released his like 8-coon manifesto. And he just like put the fucking web address as a tweet, like a fucking psychopath.
It was like a Weebly page or some shit.
Yeah, dude. I wonder what that dude's up to now.
I really like though how a lot of Wu-Tang songs would just kind of be like starting like. No, what would it be? It would be like more. Yeah. No. What's this? I don't know what it did. It would be like some interesting chord progression, then you just have some guy, you must choose between the sword or the ball.
What?
Yeah, you never heard that? Like all their songs started from like Kung Fu movie dubs.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, choose the sword or the ball. If you pick the sword, you'll join me. Well, if you pick the ball, you'll join your mother in death.
Some story about like the karate influence on their like the Wu-Tang name?
Well, yeah, because like a lot of them talk about like your Wu-Tang style. What is it, like an unbeatable? If your Wu-Tang style is truly unbeatable, then this will be an interesting fight. And then you have like the music kick in.
Dude, no, I don't know. It's just essentially ripping off some dude's name. Wu Dang. The Taoist Holy Mountain. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about right now. I'll tell you that straight up. God damn.
The Taoist Holy Mountain Wu Dang?
They're not...
That sounds like someone making fun of the Wu-Tang name.
Yeah, it's just like they're giving a shout out to this guy. Oh boy, I was just reading though about fucking Mike Lindell and Big Papi Trump apparently just did a big interview yesterday that was chaos.
How so? What do you...
I don't know.
Oh, is it just chaotic?
I mean, it's Mike Lindell and Trump talking about...
Oh, in the same room?
Lindell's interviewing Trump.
Oh, okay.
And talking about overturning election results. Still. So, I mean, you can imagine.
What do you think if I ran with you? oh, that would be a really good idea.
Oh, we could do this. Do you want to put soda machines in the cafeteria too? 3 recesses?
So he's not going to run again. I know he's not. I don't think he's interested in it anymore.
I think it's just his thing he's still holding on to. He hasn't picked his next thing yet.
Yeah, I think every now and then he'll go out and he'll throw them the talking heads of bones. So that way they'll have something to like spark interest in Trump again. So he can continue to build the hype when he eventually drops his presidential-elect Trump merch.
Right. When he gets off this like current shit.
Yeah.
It'll just be he needs some like acceleration to run on though to his next venture. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he just needs to keep enough hype is that people still remember former President Trump when he starts selling former President Trump merch.
It's gonna have a lot of flags on it, isn't it?
No, I think it's more just gonna be like basically anything he sold under the Trump name prior to the election was coasting off like his notability of Art of Deal and The Apprentice. But now he's going to come out and just like put all that stuff to the side and just next to the name former President Trump approved.
Right. Huh. Do you know what I saw in Idaho? I was up there visiting my grams this weekend. And she lives in a small retirement community. 1 block, maybe like 50 houses.
Okay.
55 older community, most of them quite older than that, like 80s, 90s. And straight up, 2 houses in the neighborhood had White Lives Matter flags flying gigantically off their porch.
Bro, that's not even like a Blue Lives Matter. That's just
Straight up, they took the Black Lives Matter flag, so it's a black flag with white lettering, and changed it to White Lives Matter.
Oh my god.
Yard also littered with like, overturn the election, Trump will be back. Like, and they never just had the White Lives Matter flag. They had.
I don't think I've ever seen a White Lives Matter flag before.
Bro.
No, I've seen pictures of it.
Dude, but I never seen it in real life either.
I've never seen it outside of like 4chan.
Right.
Or like offensive internet memes.
2 houses in like a 40 house
yeah,
trailer park community.
I've never seen someone try and fly it before kind of deal.
Straight up huge off their front lawn.
Wow.
2 houses down from my grandma's house.
That's weird.
Yeah, bro.
Like, I don't even know what you're trying to say. Are you trying, like...
You're trying to definitely say that you don't like black people.
100%, but it's like the message then is... Like, the BLM message applied to white people is that white people are oppressed.
Yeah.
Is that what they're trying to say?
No, they're just trying to say that they just I really think anybody who has a White Lives Matter flag, anything like that, just detests black people. So to fight Black Lives Matter, they just have to do White Lives Matter.
John, what do you think of this flag? It says Black Lives Don't Matter. That's blatantly racist. What about White Lives Matter? Subtle. I like it. Sell it.
Let's knock off their exact style, font, map, vexology, like all of it.
Let's make it the exact same thing, but for us. Where's my equal attention award?
I want white people matter too, not just black people. Yeah, you always mattered.
Yeah, it's for the white women that have like that put the black square on their Instagram page for that month.
Yes, dude.
Because it's just like, yeah, I have nothing to contribute, but I still want the attention, so I'm gonna throw this on.
Yes, get your attention on social media.
You must choose the ball or the sword.
I choose balls.
Balls. Then you'll join your mother in death.
Can we get 2? Maybe enough.
I've been seeing a weird trend lately. So there's a filter on TikTok that...
The square one?
Yeah.
The 4 squares?
The 4 squares.
And the one girl who made herself look like she had hella balls.
Yeah,
but she was trying to look like she was flying.
Multiple women have been doing it where they'll dress up like Supergirl and do that intentionally. So it just looks like Superwoman gliding with massive balls. Yeah.
Bro, TikTok's growing on me.
It's got good stuff now and then.
It's like once you can get past like all the shitty shit that TikTok was built on, all the underage kids dancing half naked.
Well, I think the other challenge of it too is TikTok is so fast paced is that a lot of times it's really hard to like save or bring back something to show someone.
You can't like search something you found. Like once you pretty much scroll on it.
Which is one of the reasons I like iFunny because, for starters, majority of my content on iFunny now is just people reposting from TikTok.
Right.
So
that's that's what Reddit is at this point, too.
Yeah.
There's so many subreddits, they're just reposted.
But it just has the like system. So it's like, okay, I'm going to like this when I want to show it to someone later. It's like, oh, hey, there you are. Let me pull open my iFunny likes and scroll to the one recently I found.
I've been doing that recently, too. I forgot, and I need to get better at it. Because we have a TikTok for the podcast. By the way, go follow us at Prepared for Nothing on TikTok. And occasionally when I find one on like my personal one, the way that I save it is I just message them. Send them, like, share it with the pod one. But I've never gone back once and looked. There may be some fucking gems in there.
I wonder if I can...
I like how you can't access it desktop, though.
Yeah, it sucks on desktop.
Right?
I mean, iFunny sucks on desktop. Most social media platforms suck on desktop. Like, I think the only one that's really designed to work on desktop is Facebook. But like
Facebook, Reddit gets away with it.
Twitter to a degree.
Twitter a little bit.
But like Instagram sucks on there.
Sucks.
iFunny sucks on there. I don't even think Snapchat exists on there.
Nope.
And then TikTok sucks on there.
Garbage. Did you hear? I heard recently that TikTok surpassed YouTube in total watch time on the platform.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you hear about YouTube's new big L? The dislike.
Mr. Dislike button?
Yeah, all the people are already like posting on that video. It's like, here's the new plan, guys. I'm going to write dislike on every video I watch, and then you guys just hit like on it.
You just like the
and that'll
comment
be our
that
number.
says dislike. But then now the creator can delete that.
Well, that's the other thing, too, is that a lot of people like that work in advertisement for companies are just like, we actually can't safely sponsor anyone anymore because we can't tell who's getting bad publicity if we can't see the dislikes on stuff.
Right.
So it's like, because that people that are doing good even are just like, well, you can see my likes and hope for that. But now it's just like, yeah, under that pretense, we can't safely give someone an ad unless they're averaging over, 7K likes.
Right.
Which most people don't.
Well, and I've heard a few podcasters specifically say that a lot of time dislikes are like weirdly disproportionate because it could be somebody who likes your content, but they will maybe like dislike a specific video.
Right.
And one of the things apparently too that YouTube has told creators does not affect is that dislikes doesn't affect people's recommended feeds, and it's now coming out that it does.
Yeah.
Actually. Well, so like you like a creator, they make one video that you didn't like, you dislike it, now you're gonna stop.
Yeah, well, the other thing, too, is like, most people don't dislike a video. They just stop watching and leave.
Yeah.
But when people actively dislike a video, it's because it's a really bad video that has publicity. So they're really just doing this because they're tired of getting their shit.
Well, there's like funny things, too, because I know, like, 2 podcasts that go live on YouTube, and if they're even, like, 2-3 minutes late on starting their live, they just get mad dislike bombed because the fans are just kind of trolling, being like, yeah, fuck you, you started late.
Yeah, what was it? There was actually a scumbag for a while because he was caught up in internet drama, and so he knew he was going to get dislike bombed the next time he uploaded a video. So he, like, midway through the video, is like, I want to challenge you guys to put as many dislikes on this video as you can. And it's just like, don't try and make it a fucking game. Just accept the fact you're a sleazebag and that you're going to get dislike bombed.
God, dude. I don't know. It's silly to me, but I don't know. I don't use, like, dislikes enough to, like, weed out my content. I pretty much know what I like and what I don't like, so I just don't click on a whole lot of random shit. Let's talk gerrymandering real quick.
Our beautiful state has been gerrymandered.
How bad? Can I pull it up? What's going on?
You can try and pull it up, but I'll tell you essentially the Salt Lake City, as in the whole city, has been basically turned into 4 quadrants.
Okay.
And so the plan by Republicans doing this was that if we split it up into 4, we take the big blue dot in the center of Utah and now make it have to compete with the red surroundings. And so we'll turn Salt Lake City red by doing
Turn it back red.
Right. Problem is that it's going to
chop it up and water it down with competing districts.
Right. So like
is this the map you're talking about?
I think so. But I mean, it's like if that map passes, I share a county with Park City, and then I think like you'll share a county with Provo.
Yeah. I'm actually looking at it, and that would kind of make sense. Because you'll be in this one.
Right.
And you'll probably be in this one.
Right. And so it's like, what do you have in common with Provo that you don't have in common with me, who lives 5 minutes from you?
Bro, that's wild.
Yeah. And I mean, it
really takes the blue chunk of Salt Lake, makes it just one small area. Say, here, let you have your own, but here's now 3 other competing districts.
Right.
They're gigantic.
But what they don't even address in this is the fact that if any infrastructure has to be done in Salt Lake City, now 4 different representatives have to get together to address it.
Some bull jive.
Mm-hmm. But the other thing, too, is like, how are you, as a person that now shares it with Provo, supposed to accurately find someone that is interested in your interests who live in a city when they're looking at people that live on a fucking farm?
And it's not just Provo. It's everything south of Salt Lake.
Oh, everything?
Dude, look at that. Did you not see that whole map?
No, maybe not.
It put it into 4 districts. Hold on, let me pull this back up. That literally, there's the one that includes Provo, is the whole... this isn't the one I clicked on.
Oh, so you're basically just now having to compete with the entirety of Utah.
Because the weird thing about Utah is Salt Lake City is not very LDS compared to the rest of the state.
Right, because it's a city, and so there's more diversity in it.
Oh, this is different than the one I saw first.
Yeah. I've seen a couple of variations of it going around, but I guess the big thing, too, is, like, even LDS is upset about it. Like, what was it, Deseret News?
That's where I just actually got this article. That's where I'm looking at.
Yeah, Deseret News had a whole piece about how it's ruining communities.
That's what I'm looking. So this is their map that they showed in that.
Because there was supposed to be like an independent map committee that was supposed to be doing stuff, and legislation agreed to use their map and not touch it. And then legislation, of course, touched it.
So what it looks like is that you'll be in this one then. Because that will hit Park City and everything east, this section 3. And then it's 4 that's pretty much like everything that's not downtown Salt Lake, but like southern Salt Lake City and Utah County. That's all one. And then this, okay. Wow, like, that's wild.
That bridge over there that they had construction on for the longest time by your house, that's where one of the lines are.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude...
I-80 right over there.
I know. You're in a different district than your liquor store now.
Jesus Christ. I'm funding schools and like shit that won't be
anywhere near you.
Wow. Utah's kind of fucked. Love it.
Yeah. So I wonder too if I'm going to have to start paying like Park City taxes.
Well, you know, Sugar House already has one of the higher than Park City in a municipal tax.
That makes sense.
I remember working, one of the things at Bed Bath & Beyond that was shit was that if people bought stuff at a different store and they returned it in the Salt Lake, at the Sugar House store, like the prices wouldn't match up because the tax rate was different.
So would they actually get more money back?
Yeah, they'd get like 3 cents back if they came this way. However, on the other side, if you return to another place, you lose 3 cents.
You
lose 3 cents.
Oh man!
Because the local tax of Sandy is less than the Sugar House one. fuckers. We are gonna end the podcast.
Yeah. I thought we had one more topic you wanted to hit.
I want to yell about Veterans Day.
You might as well, otherwise Janae's going to get on you for
Yeah,
yelling.
he's going to get mad at me for saying it. I don't know, dude. I hate that I can't express, and I'm going to say this right off the bat. I hate that I can't express any opinion about Veterans Day without it taken as a direct, I hate veterans.
Right.
Which it's like, to me, those are two different things. I hate Valentine's Day. That does not mean I hate my wife.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You don't hate couples. You're not a bitter incel.
No, I just don't like
I
Valentine's Day.
agree. I think Veterans Day is it's based around the day of like a day of remembrance, but
which now to me I hate that because why do we got to reduce it down to a day?
right.
Why can't we always just be remembering?
Well, that's the thing. If you have family and loved ones that died in service, you're not gonna just decide it's like, oh, this is the only day I can remember him. It's like, no, you're gonna go on like the anniversary of his death, on his birthday. You're gonna go to their grave and shit.
Where are all these posts of pictures of people's grandpas on any other day of the year?
I think Veterans Day is just a day dedicated for, government officials to get some good media behind them.
Points.
Yeah, it's just like, okay,
virtue signaling.
Here comes the president to give his speech at Arlington. Look at how good of a person he is.
Bro, and
that's it.
I think not only that, too. I think there are some mass media and marketing attempts to desensitize Americans to the wars we put ourselves in. And I think one of the easiest ways to not desensitize it, but to make it a taboo topic that you can't talk about, is everybody knows a grandpa and uncle, somebody who was a good person that fought in a war.
Mm-hmm.
And if you say that you don't like the commercialization of war and the marketing that comes with things like Veterans Day, they take it as you're talking shit on their grandpa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
One of the things I still love is it's like it's the it's still considered, oh, well, my grandfather dodged the draft. It's like, well, how dare he? He's a fucking coward. It's like, dude, we literally anonymously agreed at the time the Vietnam War was bad. The vets said the Vietnam War was bad when they came home. Like, it is the biggest bad war that no one has respect for.
So I brought the whole thing up. Sorry, I don't want to interrupt.
No, you're good. You're good.
But it leads to this. Somebody yesterday brought up that they actually have a lot of veteran friends, combat vets and non-combat vets.
Mm-hmm.
And he said his friends that are combat, and I'm going to want to speak for everyone because now this is like a third-hand approach, but he said that his combat veteran friends actually really dislike Veterans Day because they don't like the glorification of these wars that they should have never been in the first place. So why are we like proud people died for freedom over oil? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's empty gestures of gratitude from the masses for you to suffer.
Right, and he said that's the only people he knows personally because he's from an area, I don't want to give out the details, but like an area that pretty much everyone just joins the army in his town. So like all of his buddies, that's all he did. And it's only the non-combat vets who have never like left that town, never left the base. You know what I mean? They just hang out. They're the only ones who love to like suck up.
Well, yeah, because
all their points.
If you think about it, those guys are the guys that are basically getting all the vet benefits,
never having to have done anything.
Yeah, it's like that's one of the things I hate is I know people right now that are finishing up their service and never left the United States.
Right.
Never entered combat, and now they're going to go get free college.
Yeah.
And shit. And it's just like,
and I don't want to compare people's struggles. I'll say it here, the day after Veterans Day. I appreciate you, vets. Appreciate your, everything you've been through. Don't want it to sound like that. I'm going to just do it every day. As opposed to picking one day that, like, we all, if you don't post your grandpappy's picture on your Instagram, then all of a sudden you don't give a fuck about America. I don't know.
Bro, I get it, man. Veterans Day, let's give it up for the Luftwaffe.
God, dude. I don't know.
All veterans, am I right?
Hate them all.
Yeah.
Holidays, not Jesus Christ.
I hate all vets. You ever put an American flag on you? You ever wear camo? Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Well, I mean, that was the other thing too. Is like people hold a tier to like veterans even just based off the service, and then inversely, you have the fucking most horrendous people on earth, the vet spouses.
Army wives.
Army wives. That's why I love, one of my favorite things is there's a guy online that basically started a company where he just sells bumper stickers in the decal design of like the Marine Corps commercials and stuff that just says, I fuck Army wives.
Nice.
And it's stuff like, enjoy the desert, I'll enjoy your wife.
Nice. Bro, I had both my grandparents were in the military in some form or another. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to get into details, but one of them has a respectable story.
Yeah.
One of them has a horrendous ass fucked up story that I don't even want to fucking repeat on the podcast because I hate that was associated on me. So now all of a sudden I just got to sit here and pretend that like it's all good.
Yeah. Well, my dad had two friends that I met growing up, and they were both Vietnam vets, but like one served for about 3 months and the other served for almost 5 years. And the guy that served for 3 months was a tanker. And like one day he got out to take a piss and they accidentally fired the cannon and the shockwave like knocked him out, threw him in a coma in the bushes. And he so he basically got out of a tank to take a piss and then woke up stateside in a hospital. And he's just like, did we win?
How wild is that?
The other guy literally has gone through fragging, witnessing people, like literal underage American children die, like 17-year-olds that snuck into the draft die. He was there when duct tape was invented. He was there when night vision goggles were invented. And like anytime someone tries to proselytize God in a parking lot to him, he's always just like, I bulldozed 3,500 bodies into a pit in Vietnam. Where was God then?
Jesus
It's
Christ.
just like, dude, just let him go.
Bro, and I'll be honest, this was one thing I didn't want to bring up on this topic, but I do know a guy who, like, in Afghanistan, I never heard the full details of the story, but it sounds like they were firing on some people, and there were some stray bullets that missed and hit a little girl.
Oh, that's super common, too.
The background. And he essentially murdered this innocent girl by accident. But then the rest of his tour, everything was great, and he comes back, and this dude I know almost commits suicide on Veterans Day. Yeah. Because everyone telling him, like, all these, like, crazy thanks for your service and all this shit. And he's like, you don't know what the fuck. Like, that was so traumatizing.
Well, I went to class with a guy that was talking about once how he was in a Jeep, like one of the Jeeps with the machine guns on top, and they were going through town, and they were just on like a patrol. They weren't really even they were just supposed to be there as backup in case another group needed them. And so like kids were playing around and stuff, and the soldiers were hanging out with like the kids playing soccer and stuff, and one kid came out from an alley and started walking, making a beeline for it. And the sergeant in charge told the gunner, it's like, 4 o'clock, shoot that kid. And he's like, what? And he's like, shoot that kid right fucking now. And he's like, no, I'm not going to shoot it. And so he dragged the guy out, got up there, got on the gun, shot the kid. The kid exploded. Like, had bombs strapped to him. Jesus. Yeah. And he told him, it's like, if you ever hesitate again, I will fucking kill you. And the guy I knew was the driver during this whole thing, and he was shitting himself because what the fuck is he talking about, kill a kid? And then, like, later that night when they got back to the barracks, the gunner shot himself in the foot by accident. Got discharged. Yeah. And he's just like, he was done. But it's just like, that was the kind of shit they had to endure.
Bro, let's stop glamorizing the military industrialized complex.
It's not glamorous, man. These people basically got sent out to collect oil.
They convince everyone here, though, that it's such a fucking glorious, glamorous, patriotic thing.
I don't know, man. Every vet I talked to have told me, don't enlist.
Don't do it.
Save your time, save your money,
Never
save
heard
your
a
sanity.
single one say anything else.
Yeah. And he's like, the only thing I got out of it was close combat training, and you can learn that in the States. People will teach you that here.
Right.
Yeah.
Alrighty, let's call it a day.
All right.
Thanks, guys, for having a good time. Cheesy outro. Bye.